What are some of those things that you're focused on learning and maybe more importantly, unlearning right now that's shaping your approach to, your leadership at the company?
hmm I love Adam Grant's podcast about rethinking. I just think
Great book.
that invitation is so powerful for us as leaders because there is a tendency, I think, once you've been in a leadership position for a while, to believe that you've figured a lot of things out, and then your job is to impart that on other people. And, you know, you're going to get continuously humbled if that's your approach. But I would say the most significant test for me in that respect that's really brought that humility forward and that desire to unlearn forward certainly has been in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space. I know many leaders are engaged very meaningfully in what that looks like. When you are in the nonprofit space, and particularly in an equity and inclusion organization, the expectations are even higher. And so it's been a very important and intentional journey for me of yes, learning, but also unlearning, because we have a lot of things in the way we lead that are just sort of coded in the way we lead, in what successful leadership looks like and sounds like, and so on, that really are not working for all the people that are on our teams and that we are trying to engage and work with in our communities. And so, uh, what I know is that there are many layers to that, and there's sort of like, the rote best practice of DEI, and then there's a more substantial questioning that I'm starting to lean into. I'm really enjoying, for sure, because it totally aligns with my values as a person and who I want to be as a leader. But there's a lot of unconscious stuff to unpack in leadership, and particularly for me as a very privileged leader. And so it's fun, but it's challenging. And I'm optimistic that this sort of work happening en masse among leaders in this space is going to lead us to a very different place in the future. And frankly, if we're not meaningfully engaged in it, I think we're going to get left behind.